Hello, and welcome to Workout with Morgan. This workout is going to be for shoulder injury prevention. Shoulder injuries can happen due to a variety of reasons, such as overuse of the shoulder or having weak stabilizing muscles. So for this workout, we're going to be targeting the muscles surrounding the shoulder and strengthening them to create more stability. All you'll need for this workout is a resistance band, but the resistance band is not necessary if you don't have one. So if you don't have it, don't worry about it. You can just go through the motions with us. All exercises can be done either sitting or standing. For this sake, I will be sitting. As I am leading you through, please don't do anything that causes you any pain or harm. If you need any extra breaks, please take them. And if anything is painful, please just stop the exercise. Without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, let's start with a nice and simple warm-up. So we're just going to get our shoulders nice and warm and ready to go to be strengthened. So we're just going to start with some nice big arm circles, so arms out to the side, and we're just going to draw nice big circles with our arms. Awesome, looking really, really good. And let's switch directions. So if you're going forwards, now we'll go backwards. If you're going backwards, now you'll go forwards. Good, keep going. Alright, next we're going to do arm jacks. Arm jacks are very similar to jumping jacks, just not using your legs. If you want to use your legs, feel free to step to the side as we move our arms. But otherwise, we're just going to do the motions of a jumping jack, but just with our arms. So coming up overhead, and then coming up by our side, or coming down by our side. Good. Awesome, let's do a few more. Alright, and let's do an overhead reach. So we're going to lean to the side and reach with our opposite arm. And we're going to switch sides. And we're just going to go back and forth, nice and easy. Again, if you want to add in some legs here, feel free to take some steps to the side as you're doing them. Good. Keep going, let's do a few more. Alright, and let's do some band pull apart. So if you have a band, grab your band. If you don't, that's okay, just follow along with the motions. So we're going to stick our band out about shoulder width apart, arms in front of us, and we're just going to pull on our band, squeezing those shoulder blades back together. This is going to be a common theme throughout our workout, is squeezing our shoulder blades. So let's pull it apart and squeeze and come back to starting. Good. Let's do a few more. And one more for good luck. Alright, you can put your band down if you're using a band, and now we're just going to do straight punches. So let's punch towards that screen, or right in front of you. And get a little bit of a twist in there if you can. Good, keep going. Get those shoulders moving. All right, and let's count down here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, now we're going to get on to the exercise part of this video. So we are going to start with our first exercise, which will be external rotations. So we're just going to go through the motion first before we add any resistance. So starting off for external rotations, we are going to put our arms by our side. We're going to pick our favorite arm and we're going to stick that elbow right by our side, gluing it, putting our arm at 90 degrees like we're going to be flexing our biceps. All right, and we're going to have our knuckles facing forward. All right, so we're going to have our arm sitting nice and tight towards our body. And now all we're going to do is we're going to take our knuckles from facing forward and we're going to rotate our entire arm so our knuckles end up facing to our side. So we're going to keep our elbow nice and tucked and we're just going to rotate open so that now our fingers and our palm are now facing forward and our knuckles are facing the side. Good. And then we're going to come back to our starting position. We'll practice one more before adding resistance. Good, and come back to center. All right, and now if you want to add resistance, you're more than welcome, so you can grab your band. If you can tie it to a secure spot like a doorknob or a pole, feel free. If you don't have that near you, like I don't, then you can just use your hand. So you can have one hand on one end of the resistance band and your other hand on the other end of the resistance band. And then again, tucking that elbow in. And we're just going to hold it in place on the one side and pull on the resistance band as we rotate out to create that resistance. And coming back to our starting position, we're going to do this about 10 times. Good. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Awesome. You can relax that arm. And now we're going to switch sides. So we're going to take now our other elbow, tuck it in nice and tight, bend our arm at 90 degrees like we're flexing our muscles, knuckles facing forward, grab the band if you have one, hold it securely with our other hand, and now we're going to pull and open up our arm so that our hand is now facing towards our screen, and come back to our starting position. Good. And we'll do 3 more. Awesome job. And you can Okay, next we're going to do wall angels. So for wall angels, You'll want to have a wall behind you if at all possible, but if you can't, that is totally fine. You're just going to pretend like you have a wall behind you. So we're going to stand or sit up nice and tall, squeezing in our core. We're going to have our hands down by our side, and what we're going to do is we're going to either physically drag or pretend to drag the backs of our hands along the wall, trying to keep as much of our arm touching the wall as humanly possible. Alright, so it's going to be basically like making a snow angel, but on our wall. So we're going to sit up nice and tall, we're going to press our back against a wall if we have one, and we're going to take our hands, put them down by our side, putting the backs of our hands against that wall if we have one, squeezing those shoulder blades together, and we're going to drag our hands up along the wall above our head as far as we can go. And then we're going to come back down. We're going to do about 10 angels. We're just going to keep going nice and slow, bringing them up above our head and then back down. Amazing. It's 4. And 5. You can go at your own pace for this. 6. 7, making sure we're squeezing those shoulder blades back. 'Good. And let's do one for good luck. And you can relax. Okay, now we're going to do banded rows. So for banded rows, you'll need your band again, and we'll need to secure it now somewhere in the middle, either on a doorknob, or you can secure it even around your feet, like I'm going to do. Again, if you don't have your band, totally fine, just go through the motions with us. So for banded rows, you're going to take your band, secure it, and then hold on to either end of the band. Now the goal of this exercise is to squeeze our shoulder blades back and down so that we're almost putting them in our back pocket. So now with our arms extended out in front, we're going to pretend like we're rowing a boat, and we're going to pull our elbows back as far as we can go. And again, putting those shoulder blades back and down. We're going to hold for about 2 seconds, and then we'll release it forward. And then we'll pull again. And we're going to do this about 10 times, making sure to squeeze those shoulder blades every single time. Awesome, looking good. And one for good luck. Awesome job. shoulder retractions. Shoulder retractions isolates that movement where we're squeezing our shoulder blades back and down like we're trying to put our shoulder blades in our back pocket. So we're just going to do that motion, just sitting here, sitting nice and tall. I'm going to turn around so you guys can see the back of me so you know what it should look like from the back. I know you won't be able to see it on yourself, but it might give you a little bit of an idea of the movement that we're looking for. So let's do this for about 10 or so of them, and then we'll take another break. Just squeezing and holding for 2 to 3 seconds, and release. Good. Keep going. Awesome, and let's do one more. Lastly, we're going to do an exercise called YTWs. So for YTWs, we're going to be focusing on that same shoulder blade squeeze, but we're going to be putting our arms in a Y position, a T position, and then a W position. If you want to make this extra challenging, you can do this laying on your front on the floor by trying to lift your arms up in that Y position, lifting them up in that T position, and then lifting them up in the W position. But if we're just going to do the seated version, then we're just going to sit up nice and tall, and what we're going to do is we're going to start in that Y position, and we're going to push our arms back as if we're pushing them into a wall and squeezing those shoulder blades together. And then we're going to do the same thing in our T position, so arms in a T, and we're going to push our arms back into our imaginary wall. And then we're going to bring our arms into our W position, squeezing those shoulder blades back and down as if we're putting them into our back pocket. And then we're going to go through the motions again, holding about each position about 2 to 3 seconds. So pushing back in that Y position, going into the T position, and the W position. Good. We're going to do this about 10 times each. Should feel this burn in the back, in your upper back. Good. Keep going. A couple more. And let's do our last one for good luck. And really squeeze at the bottom here. And hold. Good, and you can release. That's the end of this shoulder injury prevention workout. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye!